In 476, the Western Roman Empire fell, but for a long time now, the actual imperial authority was in the hands of the barbarian generals. The sovereign of the Eastern Roman Empire decided from the capital, Constantinople, to take the Western Roman Empire in agony under their protection, and after the death of the barbarian general Ricimer, the Emperor of the East, Leone, designated to the throne of the West its own general, Julius Nepos. But it happened that another general of Gothic origin, Oreste, dismissed the Emperor Julius Nepos and in his place appointed his own son, Romulus, who was just a teenager and was named Romulus Augustolo, that is, Little Augustus, for ridicule. Meanwhile, the barbarian Odoacer was appointed by his soldiers as barbarian king and promising them plots of land in exchange for their military services. He clashed with Orestes, who was captured and killed. The 4th of September 476, the final act of a long and glorious history of the Western Roman Empire took place. The decisive battle took place at the capital, Ravenna. Orestes' brother Paolo was killed and Romulus Augustus was deposed by Odoacer, who sent back the Imperial Insignia to Constantinople, asking for approval for the Eastern Emperor Zeno and claiming for himself the same the title of Rex, that is, a king. What were and what symbolic value did the Imperial Insignia sent by Odoacer to Zeno? It was a scepter in orichalcum. A toga picta. A diadem. A parazonium, and the purple paludamentum. The scepters, usually from 70 centimeters to 1 meter and 10 centimeters long, were ivory sticks surmounted by a globe or an eagle and were introduced by Augustus, the first emperor, as a symbol of the power of Rome. They were challenged by emperors during parades to celebrate military victories. The orichalcum was a legendary gold and brass alloy. In the dialogue Critias of Plato, he is described as a reddish metal extracted in Atlantis, but known only by name after the disappearance of the island. The mineral was, according to Plato, present in many parts of Atlantis and was considered second in value only to gold. We have an example of an imperial scepter in the one found in Rome, with a flower termination with 8 petals, on which a blue or perhaps dark green globe representing the earth is grafted. and believed to belong to the Emperor Maxentius, who died fighting against Constantine in the battle at the Milvio Bridge on the Tiber in Rome in 313 AD. The number 8 of the petals was a symbol of eternity to which Rome's domination over the world was destined. The toga picta was a purple-colored toga with gold stripes worn by legion commanders in the occasion of a celebration of a triumph and by the emperors in the late Roman period. Around the 4th century, the toga picta was fully embroidered and therefore worn only by people of the highest rank, especially by the emperor, and was rigid and heavy. The toga was a masculine habit, symbol of a status of civis Romanus. In fact, it was strictly forbidden to use it to those who were not Roman citizens. Purple was a symbol of royalty, privilege, refinement, and wealth. Gold was a symbol of sun rays, therefore of magnificence, splendor, eternal duration, and incorruptibility. The diadem was a metal circle that encircled the forehead of a sovereign, finally embellished with insert in gold and precious stones, widely used in the 4th century before Christ from Constantine onwards. It was used by the Roman emperors as a symbol of sovereignty to replace the king's crown, which was a taboo symbol since the expulsion of Tarquin the Superb. The parazonium was the stiletto, the short sword used by the emperor and supplied to his highest officers. It was a richly decorated luxury item, not used for combat. Usually it had a long blade between 15 and 19 centimeters, an handle embellished with decoration and precious stones, and a eagle head as a knob. It was a symbol of prestige, dignity, and represented the role of the emperor as a supreme head of a Roman armed forces. The paludamentum was a cloak similar to the Greek chlamys, that is, a cloak to keep in the armor, short to the knee, draped and held on the left shoulder. It was a symbol reserved for the commander-in-chief and the high-ranking magistrates with imperium, received in the Senate by the curated comitii curiati. The imperial one was the purple, the finely woven. Traditionally, the magistrate leaving for the war left Rome wrapped in the paludamentum together with his lictors. On his return to Rome, before entering the city and passing the pomerium, that is the sacred wall that surrounded Rome and could not be crossed wearing weapons, he was obliged to celebrate a ceremony in which the paludamentum was officially removed before to enter the city walls by symbolically deposing the imperium, that is the command received for the mission. In imperial times and variously decorated, it was used by the emperor as a symbol of power, even military as well as civil.